Ivory Coast that they never returned. They've been gone for so long. We don't know where they are anymore. But they are black, just like us. They're just somewhere else. And with them and with us, we are multiplying. The black society is growing. We don't even know anymore whether it's Ghana, Nigeria, Ivory Coast, or Togo that is breeding. But Africa is big. Black people, we are big. We are growing. We are everywhere in the world now. I want to motivate you today that we are in England. We are in America. We are in Jamaica. We are everywhere. Even you will find black Chinese. I want to say this to you, that when I'm standing in front of you
and your team,
I am comfortable.
On behalf of the Electoral Commission of
when
Ghana,
you are in my presence,
I warmly welcome you all to the commission this morning. We are gathered here to kickstart one of the most important processes in the lead-up to the December 2024 general election. Indeed, without this process, the commission cannot run the election. And here, I'm referring to the filing of nominations by presidential candidates who are seeking to contest the 2024 presidential and parliamentary elections. Regulation 7 of CI 127 enjoins a presidential candidate to complete and sign 4 copies of the nomination forms. Additionally, the forms are to be signed by no less than 2 persons who are registered voters in the area of authority of each district assembly. The presidential candidate is also required to designate a person to serve as his or her vice presidential candidate. Furthermore, the presidential candidate is required to deliver the forms to the commission on the date prescribed by the commission. Ladies and gentlemen, as in 2020, the commission has established 2 teams which have been tasked to review all the forms submitted. The technical team has been tasked to scrutinize the forms submitted to ensure that the candidate meets the requirements as set out by law, namely, that the presidential candidate is at least 40 years of age, and I hope you are, yes, that he or she has satisfied all tax obligations, that he or she has nominated a vice presidential candidate, amongst others. The second team, namely the IT team, has been charged with the responsibility of scrutinizing all voter ID cards of the presidential candidates and their supporters to ensure that the candidates are indeed registered voters. Both teams have been provided adequate training and have been oriented to carry out their functions as prescribed by law. The guiding principle for both teams is clear. They are to operate within the confines of the law. They are not to exercise discretion in the matter. Above all, they've been tasked to be fair and yet firm in executing their duties. We have no doubt that the process will be transparent, fair, and peaceful. Additionally, we are confident that the 5-day period provided for the filing process, as opposed to the 2 days provided prior to 2020, will allow enough time for presidential candidates to correct any errors identified in their forms. We are confident that this would help to eliminate the tensions and rancor that characterized nomination processes prior to the 2020 election. I welcome you warmly to the Electoral Commission once again, and thank you for personally coming to submit your nomination forms this morning. As the returning officer for the 2024 presidential and parliamentary election, I will now receive your forms. Your forms will be subjected to vetting and scrutiny by our teams. I'd like to assure you that our teams will go to work immediately on your forms and will contact you within the shortest possible time to inform you of the decision arrived at. I'd like to thank you for your time, and may God bless our homeland Ghana and make our nation great and strong. Thank you.
These are our nomination forms from our various supporters from all the districts across the country. So we have in each booklet any 4, 6, but a place of 4, signed by all size, and all other requirements that are needed to meet these conditions have been done. Attached, we have also the pictures of our presidential leader, and the pictures of the look and the draft, which is very, very important. The 100,000 is attached. So, Madam Chairperson, we are glad to submit this morning, and I'll take the opportunity to officially hand over the forms to you for the necessary actions without any.
This is start on again. The clicks of the camera.
I want to say that democracy works in this country, and we appreciate that very much. That for us to have the right to be a part of our national governments gives us hope for this future can be built, not by foreigners, but by citizens of this country. And that alone gives me hope to be a Ghanaian. I'm proud to be one. I would also like to use this opportunity to thank you, Jane Mensah. This job is not just for a woman, but you have proven yourself that you're a woman with strength to lead a nation. For us to go through this moment, this election is a tough one. It's a lot of tension, and I pray that God gives you the strength, the willpower, and the great knowledge and wisdom to be able to help your country to go through this moment. And let there be peace, let there be love, let there be understanding, and let us build our country together. Thank you.
Thank you very much, delegation. Coming with the Kwame, Bediako. At this point, when the receipt of nomination to an end, I would like to thank you for coming. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
The campaign is good, and I must say that Ghanaians have been very much embracing. I am proud to be a Ghanaian, and I feel good to stand for the people of this nation. I know that we can build a better country by us, from us, and therefore I want to say that it's not just going to take the campaign to make this, but it's going to take the people of this country to decide and make this a better place.
One of the requirements in the form is for you to name your vice president. Will you tell us who this is?
I would when the time is right. Like you always know, we unveil. So don't worry. Keep waiting. When the mask comes off, you will see that one.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's a moon seven by na mask in the shaman. I'm a woman so. Be a ba, boko. Some of the manifesto with the Abramo. Yamupa be the Abramo. Some moon say the Paramusha demo, so much as he know much road. But we were dumb, and I'm going to pass over Dimachi. But Omina Beba, Peter Beba, John Beba, Poor Beba, Omina be your muti. Timber said, let's mask now Ubehu vice president, Ubehu economist, Ubehu Crofwaya, the Omoba, the 12 apostolic governors, Omina be your muti, and at the new 6 in Sono, almost so bad. Who said in the 1950s and the 60s, no? Now I can deform Wukruma. Sana no show. We unipa, bit video mato industries biano. And baby, and here said, the dear didn't call more. Now, what they want Asher Monsa. And the answer the new force. Yeah, that's it.
You finally know who brought the commission about to say oil bar and what you distinguish the hope for this process and this way. Say, I'm becoming one for which you want.
Oh, me free say, a Juma way. I'll buy to me. I know. It's a sea bonabasso. Sabi sabi kruma and farm buying Jana baby as a mujina. Inti and then me per se, me anka some make a one as a much and say, a Juma in ye easy a Juma. And yet a bema crown a bean to me into a bar what to me a crown man ya or crack on a cracker clan. It's a say to me a bonabasso, say money jina we near Tanachi, none or more yan or yan and soon. A timia yana at Yasum J about mine. All the people. Ganyo be a fair in Lake, your town, new tomorrow. Yes, I'm bringing it. I will make sure that it's also not only Ghana, but we go to all the other regions, Ashanti, Bono, OT, Volta, North, all the places. As any, we create neutral my and so I would make sure that whatever that me and the people of this country have to do together to build ourselves and create these jobs and create this wealth, that's what I'm here to do. And I ask the nation to stand behind me, and I stand with them. Thank you.